Yeah, it would actually. I actually never. It didn't actually come into mind until I said that out loud. That would be really cool. Oh yeah, frog suit, obviously. Good suit. Oh, and it looks like they are off, and we are seeing Mitch go to this first world. And we're actually on World 1 to start. There's a nice sun staring at him. Popping it to get a mushroom out the gate. Yeah, it looks like, ooh. Yeah.
Getting them synced up there.
Yep. Don't worry, guys. This is just us pausing to make sure that the runners are synced up. Looks like Proa is taking a small lead. Waiting for these guys to go away. Also worrying about the sun, which is understandable.
Yeah, this can be a tough stage early on just because of the piranha plants being shuffled and having to dodge fireballs.
Yep. You got kind of wait it out because you don't know which of these piranha plants is gonna shoot tons of fireballs. Then that sun, he goes right underground. Understandable.
It's just able to dodge that fireball, luckily. Power-ups are, from the big blocks are shuffled in this version. Previously, that would be a Hammer Brother suit. This has been shuffled around now, so frog suit it is. It's no longer a guaranteed pickup.
Oh, and Mitch takes it.
It's an extra hit, might as well, right?
Yeah, although, I mean, the jump-in does require some practice. It's a little bit different.
Nice use of the shell there for briefly. Full extra speed, and using it to defeat that enemy.
Mitch is going frog, getting that extra hit. Gonna use it to probably damage boost if he encounters a difficult stage.
Yeah, Pro8 did stop and grab a power-up from the Mushroom House. Mitch chose not to. Let's see what... Hammer already. Hammer's a really good start for World 5 here.
Yep. Again, we can use that hammer to break locks as well.
Yeah, you probably see that in the upper section of World 5 here. Able to skip 3 stages breaking that lock. So, watch for that.
So this is actually mildly confusing to me in that when I was watching this, I keep forgetting that the world number is now accurate to the world number.
The in-game world has now been updated to not really track, but like display the current world you're on, as opposed to the vanilla world.
Well, the crane ship, always a fun one. For us newbies who need the money.
Auto-scrollers have been disabled, including the coin ship, so these go by pretty quickly.
Yes.
Version. Pick up a few coins, power up as well.
I think there's still like 2 or 3 auto-scrollers, one of them being... Oh right, we never mentioned the lost levels, as we call them. There are 5 levels that were not included in the original game, but are in the code. They are somewhat strange. Usually, some interesting mechanics, and they are included in the randomizer as well.
So the stage we're on right now, the tower here in World 5, is one of the few stages that have not been shuffled into the mix. Mainly because it doesn't end with a gold card, or it doesn't end with a boom boom fight, so it actually leads you to the upper section of the overworld, as Boss Bass is lurking below there. So with the stage ending this way, this stage has to be in its original location just to allow players to get to the upper part of the overworld here.
Yeah, and this is an example of a level that would normally take a very long time, but in the randomizer we've removed the auto-scrollers of these ships, which is going to lead to some of these maps are done really cool with beast speed. Because obviously, normally you just be swagging out, dancing, maybe shooting some fireballs, playing with some moles, but here, they gotta actually keep moving if they want to go fast.
Yeah, Bowser's military stages, the Air Force, the Super Tank, and the Navy have been shuffled in amongst the Fortress stages. That's why we're seeing it here in World 5, World 1. So when we get there in World 8, there'll be a fortress there instead.
Who's ahead? I believe it is
Pro A.
by-
Yeah, Pro A has a slight lead. Maybe half a stage less than that.
Yeah, another thing is you can't just blindly charge down these cliffs like you would in SMB3 because you don't know what's lurking down below.
Yeah, with enemies shuffled, could be anything there, and playing a bit cautiously has its benefits, but we're here to go fast, so here to do that as well.
Yeah. Proa doing a really good job keeping his Firefly. He's had this for quite a while, which is giving him some slight advantages over Mitch.
Yeah, the only difference really has been the first stage and the pattern of the piranha plants. In the very first stage has been the difference so far, but really close, really early on.
I always point out that early hammer actually did do quite well for our runners. Did let them skip quite a bit.
Right. So we see our first instance of the in-card game Pro A on a Pro A side. Players will stop and play this. You either pick up a hammer there with a fire flower match. So I'll be looking for that again next time. So Pro A has a hammer advantage right now, which can be huge.
Yeah, Mitch did not get that. He was unable to match.
We'll have another opportunity to play though. It's really down to personal preference whether or not to play. I know a couple players are all in with it, but some players, as we have a one-hit Roy.
Nice.
So,
oh yeah, that's another thing randomized is their health patterns as well. Mildly.
Yes.
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 Stun in time and things like that. So pretty much everything we randomized as much as we possibly could.
Just about everything. The only thing that's not as besides Mario's color and music, color palettes aren't shuffled around, nothing crazy like that. But as far as stages, enemies, yeah, right, not yet. Yeah, along with Koopa Kid HP could be anywhere from 1 to 5 hit points, with 3 being your standard. And the properties are a bit shuffled around as well, as far as whether or not they have the stun or high jump or like that.
This could be a big hammer advantage for Proa.
Yeah, that's 3 stages right there.
Yep. That's huge, like this world. Losing his firepower there, but it's going to get rewarded with a leaf. Oh, okay.
I've had this happen to me many times. Grab the power up, lose it immediately. Yeah, so right now the difference is that hammer. One hammer picked up from an in-car game has allowed Pro a few stages for an advantage.
Yeah, so this is going to give him about like a 2 or 3 stage lead over Mitch. But
it's only,
again,
it's only World 2.
Yeah, it's only World 2. We haven't even seen World 7 yet.
Still a lot of game left.
Oh yeah.
Don't count Mitch out yet.
Here's the boss bass chilling at the bottom of that world.
This will allow us to see some stages. Since both players skipped world stages in the first world, this will allow us to see what the other player skipped. So when I'm have a pretty good idea of how far behind or how far ahead each player is. Nothing too crazy yet. We haven't seen Fortress 2 in World 7. We haven't seen the auto scrollers yet. No lost levels yet. I don't think so.
No. We did that's kind of an auto scroller, that one. Unless you have flight, which our runners didn't.
See if Mitch can make a match here.
Oh, he does.
We'll have to find out what he picks up once he checks his inventory. Briefly, he just briefly checked that.
Oh, another hammer for Proa.
Another hammer. That one is... I wouldn't say guarantee, but definitely more likely that Mitch will pick that one up as well, just since it's from my hammer brother.
And this is one of those levels that with flight you can skip the majority of, but we don't have that.
Yeah, right there at the beginning, you can fly up to the left and skip part of this. Pro having a little bit of difficulty grabbing those blocks.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that.
I've seen that before. I've seen that before. It's, I don't know, maybe number of enemies on screen causing too much lag to where you can't actually grab the block.
Yeah, I might have hit sprite limits, that's my guess.
Yeah.
There was a lot of flying Goombas there.
Yeah, too many enemies on screen.
Yeah, too many. Oh, there's the sun. Run!
Got a sun on one side and boss bass on the other. Every runner's dream.
Sun, please.
He's got a star, man. He's good. He's good. Both players finishing up different stages. Pro going back to that in-card game.
Oh! Wow!
So players have been encouraged to take notes for the card game, and both players have that opportunity if they choose so. So you may see a player take a brief moment to jot some notes after each card game.
Yep.
Another one-hit Koopa Kid.
A fast seed so far.
Has been. So even though Pro grabbed a star there, it doesn't actually take down a Koopa Kid on one hit. It does prevent you from taking damage, but Koopa Kid HP is set. Will not be won't be affected by a star. Like Boom Boom.
Yeah, it's basically a balance, and just normally I don't think there's actually ever possible to have a star at a Koopa Kid in the main game.
Normally not.
Yeah. So in that fire, was he trying to clip there? Is that what was happening?
Looks like it.
Yeah, he does it. There you go.
Nice. He's got at least one more of these to do.
Yeah. Oh wow. Gets that one first try.
Gotta watch out for this hammer, or not hammer, but the sun.
Yeah, sun makes it a little bit harder. Ah, you got the sun down. Good job.
So Pro A moves on to the third world. Use that hammer, skip a few stages. Building up that lead with a stock of hammers in his inventory.
Boss Bat says hi again. Yeah, watch out on Mitch's side again. This is the joy of not having to deal with these auto scrollers. Just zoom, just go.
Pro using a cloud to skip last stage of World 1. I believe you picked that up from the match card. Meanwhile, Mitch finishes up World 2.
Yeah.
He'll have a hammer as well to use, so he's not too far behind. I think Pro has one extra hammer, Mitch doesn't.
Oh, so it's one hit, 2 hits. Ooh, gets hit.
Just your standard 3.
Yeah, just a standard Koopa.
So Mitch does have that cloud as well. We'll see if he uses it. It's a little early, because taking a gamble at risk, not knowing what that stage was. May come up across an auto scroll later, not have a cloud. So we'll see there. The text, the King's text and Peach's text, Postal's text is random, not random, but it is different each time.
Yeah, there's the letters and the text. They just before the tournament actually, where Fred asked everyone for submission ideas.
Right.
And we gave them. I don't know how many of them he took, but...
that boss bass was giving Mitch a bit of trouble.
Yeah,
Get by,
that was
But the item that Toastal gives you is shuffled as well, so that if you're expecting a P-Wing, whatever, it could be something different. It's different each time as well. So Mitch grabbing that Fire Flower match should give him another hammer. And Proa, using that cloud blindly, skips the auto-scroller. Mitch is
using,
yeah, take the death, use the cloud. So good use of the cloud there, not knowing what that stage was. And meanwhile on Proa's side, he's on World 7. He's already found the exit. Not the exit, but he's found the right path to the... Yeah, already in the... late in the World 4, 15, 16 minutes in. This is pretty quick.
Yeah, Mitch with a really good group of kid fight there.
Proa going back for the card game, looking for additional matches. Yeah. Power up. Here's that stage you were talking about, the Parabeetles. These enemies are always going to be here. Unfortunately, Proa used the star and would kill those Parabeetles. Wait for that to expire before we could progress.
Technically lost a little bit of time there. Also, just realized we're actually on World 7, Pipe World, which is, again, that world that can either be incredibly quick or incredibly sloggy. Like the frames on Mitch's screen.
Yeah, I missed the exact path, but we'll see if Mitch follows suit after this stage. Proa finishing up this fortress.
This is really where hammers, extra hammers can come in handy.
There is Mitch finding the way, finding the right pipe into the last area of World 7. Gotta watch out for that fire-breathing nipper, though. It's an onslaught of enemies in this stage.
Yeah,
Proa picking up a P-Wing. Sorry, go ahead.
With these guys randomized, these levels with high enemy counts can be pretty crazy to deal with.
Definitely. Meanwhile, I got Proa to the next airship here. Mitch only a couple stages behind. Got Ludwig with Earthquake. See how many hits this takes. More than 3. I think that was 4. Either 4 or 5. I lost count. Still having trouble counting. Mitch using this raccoon's tail to his advantage and able to float across this stage. Was it a full 5? Thank you, chat. Speaking of 5, going into World 5. Mitch is back in the card game. Hey, World 5 in the World 5 slot. That's World 4. I'm thinking that's World 4.
I was like, did we already get World?
We already
Totally
did World
got
5.
World 5. Yeah.
World 5 was the first one.
Ooh, Mitch taking a hit there. Seems to be okay though.
Bro, dodged it. See if Proa takes the secret exit, the item, just through. Mitch using a music box to skip that plant stage. Looks like Pro's is gonna grab this item. It's only a few seconds difference.
Yeah, this is Warpless. Oh,
Picking up a hammer.
that was worth it. In theory.
Oh yeah, still have some opportunities to use that. So this is one of the hand stages on Proa's screen, and these have been shuffled into the standard stages.
Yeah. Short
stages, and the power-up you receive is shuffled.
Yeah, they're short and strange.
So Proa picked up a P-Wing, and if he encounters another hand stage, there's 2 more remaining. He'll know that he'll be picking up a... we know he'll be picking up a P-Wing each time.
Yeah, the randomizer again randomizes quite a lot of these stages, although we are now
Yeah, let's see if we can...
Mitch being on the same world now.
Not sure what happened on Proa's side, but we're back.
Oh, hey, we're not. we're getting all the frames.
Just condensed. We're
caught up.
I believe we're caught up.
Yeah.
Audio's caught up. Video almost there. There we go.
And then we got Mitch's audio now. So that, everyone, is what you call how Twitch would look like if they didn't have encoding. And what would happen every time frames were dropped? They would eventually catch up.
So Mitch used hammer. Pro did not.
Interesting.
So Mitch is taking the lead back.
For now.
For now.
Again, 1 extra hammer or something? Different hammer, better hammer? Whoa.
Yeah, that was one of those lost levels. It's it doesn't... screen doesn't scroll, but the background scrolls up and down. Enemies falling from the sky.
This is a pretty fast seed, Chuck. We had a good 7. We had a good 1. World 1 was super fast because they had an early hammer.
Yeah, so far we've been to stages 5, or worlds 5 and 1. Both had hammer use. Skip a few stages. Haven't been to world 3 yet, so that could play a factor, just given the world pipes there. I believe Pro is still looking for that second hammer from the in-card game. Meanwhile, there's Pro dodging fireballs on Mitch's side. The Fire Brothers in shallow water arena can be a pain, especially for small Mario.
Pro now has a hammer.
Alright. Another boss bass. Plenty of them in this season so far, various stages.
Oh, bro, that fire bro is being a little bothersome there.
Yeah, they can jump at, like, you think you got them set and they'll jump just slightly and get in your way, or not, avoid getting hit. Except the shallow water doesn't play nice either.
Two in a row, because one just kind of walked on top of them.
Yeah, that's been known to happen as well. It can that can lead to problems as well. Luckily,
auto scroller.
I was able to get Yeah, they never really thought of it as an auto-scroller, but I guess, yeah, that sort of is. Gotta wait for that door to appear. I think auto-scroller, I think side to side, but yeah, I guess that is or left to right, or right to left, but yeah, up and down it could be auto-scroller as well. Oh, there is that one diagonal auto-scroller. That's still a thing. You saw that earlier, both skipped.
Yeah, so this is an example of a much faster, again, auto-scrollers, for the most part, removed.
Right.
So we don't have to kind of dance on these wires, we can key speed. There are a few, the tank, for example, the tank level later, if we see it. That one is intense when done properly because it is basically flatland. You just P-speed, run, jump, like really cool level to watch without the auto-scroller feature. Oh yeah, music is randomized.
Yeah, music can be shuffled. Same with Mario's color. There's some options for Mario's color.
No extra sprites yet. I don't know if that'll ever happen just because of the nature of a platformer like this.
Yeah, you'd have to ask Fred for that, or about that. Mitch is ahead. He retook the lead, or he has taken the lead for the first time here. World.
I feel like we should give props. The person who you should, I've seen some people say, you guys, the person you should be thanking for this beautiful randomizer goes by the username F. Coughlin, or Fred. Really cool guy. Makes quite a few randomizers. This one, Zelda 1 are his 2 bigger projects. And does a few others as well.
Yeah, definitely give him a follow. Mitch into World 6, which is World 6 this time. Gonna pick up a P-Wing here. Meanwhile, Proa is taking out Iggy. Uh-oh. The Hammer Brother coin ship. Alright, it stopped. Looks like the pipe in World 6 did skip a few stages. There's 3 pipes that the first pipe can lead to. One to the unbuilt bridge, one behind a rock, and then the other one behind, or just before World 4, just past the lock. And that allows you to skip a few stages. A favorable World 6. See Proa just a stage behind now. He's gonna pick up another P-Wing in this hand stage while Mitch picks up a music box from that Hammer Brother. Oh no, Proa. I believe that was first death of the match. And that hand stage. Proa going through it again. Mitch taking out that Hammer Brother picks up a cloud, which will allow him to skip a stage when he chooses. Lakitu didn't cost too much of an issue here for Mitch.
Every time I see boots and latitudes, I just want to ride them. Too much Mario Maker.
Now, in this game, Lakitu only throws Spinies. No other enemies yet. That has been a request. Maybe we'll see it someday? Who knows?
Maybe.
Keep playing and find out.
Stay tuned next time.
Yeah, right? Nice fire flower takedown by Mitch. Pro is back in the in-card game, looking for matches. This stage can be a pain that Mitch is on, just given the number of enemies, and those fire snake and those fire chomps are not helping.
Now, what is Proa gonna get from here that Mitch was unable to get? A music note, that's not too bad.
Not Mitch, sorry, Proa skipping that other Hammer Brother. No, that's got a cloud in it. He doesn't know that. Players are not supposed to watch each other.
Yep, that's pretty much a golden rule in Randomizer in general. Do not watch your opponent.
Proa, unfortunately, missed a step there. Didn't land on the cloud.
Oddly enough, that was very strange for me. Coming from the road-like racing community, where not only are you encouraged to do that, you are almost expected to as part of the strategy. So
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, those games are like less than 20-minute matches usually,
Okay.
so the advantage you gain isn't as much, and it leads to more exciting races.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It's interesting.
Different communities, different things.
Yep.
It's always interesting to see if people change their strategy in like the regular race, non-randomized races. It's always interesting to me is, do people have backup shots if they're ahead or not?
Yeah, that's a good point. Are you going to go for that risky strat if you're behind? Play a little safer if you're ahead? Kind of thing. Mitch has two clouds. Good look at the inventory right there.
Mitch has an extra cloud. I think Proa has some extra hammers.
Okay.
So different advantages. Skipping a bad level can be a big deal, honestly.
Oh yes. You come across that lost level auto scroller, don't have a cloud.
This fight is awful.
Yeah, with uneven platforms, additional hits, balls bouncing everywhere.
That Lemmy fight was interesting. So I think Mitch is actually now on a different world. He's actually somewhat significantly ahead. Pro won't have to do if he wants, can hammer through.
Could. Only skip one stage, which isn't optimal, but it is a strategy.
He, right here. Oh yeah, he can smash those rocks if he wants to.
Could. 2 hammers to get past that. Mitch is gonna check this first pipe. Go the right way. Not having a hammer, this is risky.
Yeah, and sometimes runners will run into times where they will do a bunch and turn out that they've gone the wrong way. You do tons of levels sometimes and just be completely screwed.
Right, so this pipe that Mitch is heading towards could lead him behind the lock, behind the first fortress. So it is a bit of a risk.
And in this case, it is at your risk worth taking because he is ahead. No, pretty much what Skybliss said. Don't count on these runners to make mistakes. Neither of these two runners are expecting their opponent to make major mistakes in these stages. Mitch is definitely doing a more aggressive strategies in these levels. He's way more willing to take a hit and just damage boost through. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about regular SMB3. This is leading me to believe that might be a common strategy.
Some stages, yes. Depending on the... I know standard SMB3, you mainly want to keep your fire flower unless you know you're going to have to use a raccoon's hell later on, but if you got plenty of items at your disposal, why not take a damage boost and save you a few seconds here and there?
I believe Proa has 2 hammers to Mitch's 2 clouds.
Yeah, so Proa doesn't have any... I think he has 1 cloud and 2 hammers. I think Mitch just has 2 clouds and no...
Yep, that sounds about right.
We'll definitely find out here in a minute, whenever Proa checks this first pipe. Meanwhile, Mitch is going to check this second pipe, and he's hoping it leads him to the exit. It does not. It leads him behind that lock.
Oh.
So, we know where the exit is. He's going to go back and play a few more stages to get there. Which way he's going to go, though? Yeah, that's the risky take, going that way without a hammer. Proa going the same way, so he's gonna follow suit, but he's gonna have a hammer to allow him to get past that once he gets to the fortress. So even though Proa is a bit behind, he's gonna make up some time since Mitch has to play a few extra stages here. He does have a cloud or two, so he may use that.
Yeah, Pro
Yeah, you
has some options.
Don't know. Yeah, you don't know where the pipes are gonna lead to. It is a bit of a gamble, but committed, so no reason to turn back now.
Yeah, using his cloud to skip a level and another level.
See what this Hammer Brother gives him here.
A P-Win, not too terrible. If you know how to use it. P-Speed is the thing that'll lose me when it comes to this one. But I think that's a common thing.
So
Oh,
there's
hey.
there's the pipe you're looking for to the castle and airship. Using those two clouds, allow him to skip those stages. It will be at a disadvantage for cloud number in World 8, but it may not play a factor, just given the layout of World 8. We'll have to wait and see.
I think that Proa. Yeah, I think that they're gonna actually be pretty close since Proa's gonna be able to skip with that hammer. Maybe Mitch is thinking, man, I don't have a hammer. They're just like, this is bad. If he has one, I need to skip these two levels, no matter what they are.
Right.
Just to keep up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Windy with the earthquake ability, known to give players some trouble.
Yep. I believe it's a random stun time, so you can just get stunned for significant amounts of time.
Yeah. Well.
Pretty awkward.
Yeah, something like that. So Pro did use that hammer, leading to the pipe he's looking for here. Meanwhile, Mitch is moving on to World 8. Does grab a Hammer Brothers suit from Toadstool, so see him hold on to that for Bowser. Both players will have that. Proa also using P-Wing strats on Windy. Gotta avoid these lifesavers.
This fight seems to be going a little bit less smooth than Mitch's. But yeah, somebody mentioned in chat that they were going to reach the same, they were going to kind of meet up at the same time. And
Yep.
Good job. You're right.
Yeah, 4-hit Earthquake Windy is not an easy fight. Both players are able to get through it without a death. Nicely done. Mitch moving through the first stage on World 8. It is one of the standard stages, since it normally doesn't end with a boom boom fight or a goal card. Sorry, a boom boom fight. It doesn't break a lock, so it's a standard stage. And Mitch, finding the hand bridge, decides to play this first fortress. Instead of going back to play the navy tile, we'll see how this plays out.
Perhaps you could explain the hand bridge for
Sure.
those who don't, maybe not know everything about this game.
So, ideally going to that first pipe, you either want to go straight to Bowser or into the dark area. The dark area gives you access to additional pipes, which could lead you to Bowser. But the hand stages, each one of them has a 50% chance to grab you as you pass over it, and it could be any of the standard stages. So we see Mitch turn around and go back. Gonna try that instead, or try the navy instead. So those 3 stages could be any of the standard stages. You can, as you walk past it, 50% chance it's gonna grab you. You have to play that stage automatically. You either have to play it or take a death and try to get past. So players typically try to avoid that at all costs until the very last option. Until it's the very last option.
Yeah, every once in a while you'll see runners just go balls and be like, no, I'm gonna try it, and then get through it, and then you're like.
So
man.
Proa used a P-Wing, or still had his P-Wing from the previous stage. Has a raccoon tail, so he was able to complete the navy stage first. So we'll be seeing where this pipe leads. His screen's on his side first.
Well, it's the dark area.
It is. So he's Pro is gonna have to make a choice. He's play the stages. He does have Cloud, I believe, can just skip right over him. Mitch knows which way the other pipe leads. Both players on the same stage here in World 8.
Boss! Mitch trying to stay in the air to avoid the boss pass. Good moves.
Yeah, really close here in World 8, just seconds apart.
Yeah, this is very close.
Mitch does have a bit more knowledge. I'm not sure if that's going to help him. Pro is taking the sand. So is Mitch.
So is Mitch.
Not a bad strategy. It's only, from what I understand, it's only slightly slower. But you also have to avoid taking the music blocks and whatever enemies are in the way. Pro able to fly right over Mitch. It's right behind him. Gotta avoid getting this. Oh no! Grabs the triple star. It's gonna be a few extra seconds there. Proa finding that first pipe. Yep, he knows the way. He knows which pipe he's. That's the pipe you want to see. And gonna take the lower path there. Able to fly. Mitch right behind him. We'll see if he flies all the way.
He was actually just practicing this, I saw.
Was he? Nice.
Yes.
So Mitch able to take the lead with that.
He was literally, I just saw him just before this match.
Yeah, Pro had to wait on that thwomp. So Mitch is back in the lead.
Just barely, though.
Just barely.
Literally the full boss fight.
Both have hammer suits. It's going to come down at Bowser's Castle.
And we are on the final stage. But that is a hammer suit, is it not?
It is a hammer suit. Both have hammer suits. They got it from Toadstool right before this world started. Mitch is going for the clip. Don't want to lose the hammer now.
Yeah. Oh, he got it. Okay.
Mitch got the clip. Pro is just a few seconds behind now.
Oh, wow. This is insane.
Gonna come down to this final room and Bowser hit.
Oddly peaceful Bowser music.
Yeah, right?
Oh boy!
Unless Mitch just muffs it here, he's got the win.
Oh. And
yeah, this race wasn't performed in SRL, so no SRL time for you, but based on the times on the screen, Mitch finished up with a 42 minutes 51 seconds. Meanwhile, Proa 43 minutes 12 seconds. What an incredible race. Very close, back and forth.
So Mitch didn't done. So we unfortunately had to tell Proa that he did not in fact win. 'Cause it was pretty decisive on our screen actually.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately that race wasn't conducted through SRL, so no SRL time, no that wasn't used for this race, but for the next one it will be. But what an incredible race. Back and forth, very close, both in Bowser's Castle at the same time, just a 41-second difference. 41.5 second difference. What a great race. Yeah, this is a best of 3. So they will be playing another one, I believe, right now. It's gonna get confirmation on that.
We are doing another one.
Okay.
And Pro is like actually in shock that was that close.
Yeah, I mean, what a. I think we all are.
I just informed him that. He basically entered the fight while MFP was waiting. But 21 seconds is insane. This is a really good race.
Really good race. So while we set up for the next race, yeah, this is best of 3. We're gonna get the next race in right now. The race channel is being started up in SRL. So we're gonna have to, while we're setting up for that, let's just hope the next one's just as exciting, right?
It's kind of, I'm looking in chat, I see all these people significantly better at this game than me, and I feel intimidated all of a sudden. I'm so bad at NES platformers in general.
They do know how close it was.
Yeah.
Through Discord, we were able to tell them how close of a match that was. They'll definitely want to go back and watch that. I definitely want to get their input and thoughts on that. But
Yeah.
we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait. Talk to them after this next match. We're doing 2 matches back to back. A third one if necessary.
Yeah. So looks like they're ready to go.
Not quite. Good. Make sure both players are in SRL. Sure.
Yeah, we're trying
all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're waiting on Mitch to head on over to SRL. Because there is another thing that Fred has done for not just the communities that he has sort of created by making randomizers. He is the owner of the FC bot, which generates seeds for Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Zelda 3. It generates lots of seeds for a bunch of different communities. Does a bunch of features like being able to auto-create races to facilitate that, as well as even setting up weekly races for people, so like you can set it to kind of hide a race. Does a lot of work around the community. Fred's a good guy.
Definitely.
And,
Yeah, I had a question in chat. What made the difference? I believe, the strategy used in the fortress right before Bowser.
Yep.
The ice fortress. Mitch used the flying strat underneath took the lower path and was able to fly. Meanwhile, Proa had to wait. Decided to wait on a swamp.
There's also some other things. I mean, there's lots that.
It was back and forth overall, both players were going into the same stage towards the end. But yeah, Proa had the lead for almost the entire match.
Yeah, actually.
And Mitch was able to take the lead back in World 7. Then Proa retook the lead briefly in World 8. Mitch was able to take it back and kept it to the end.
Yeah, and the other things is Mitch is quick thinking to just like fly through the rest of World 7 instead of saving it for World 8.
Right. I think believe I'm not sure. I'll have to get confirmation, but I believe Proa had at least one unused cloud. Could be wrong there.
That's rough.
Especially going over the stages that had to be played. Given the route in World 8, I think he could be wrong. Maybe he didn't. Vask. Players are getting this set up. If you're just joining us, this is Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament. This is the quarterfinals. From here on out, each match is a best of 3. We just had our first match. Flowerpower taking the win. So proa007 needs to win here in order to force a third match, lead to a tiebreaker. We've got additional matches scheduled next couple of days. Stay tuned for that.
This tournament is unfortunately coming up to a wrap. As a few tournaments are. Although tournaments that are not coming up to a wrap, if you do not know, is Mega Man 2, which I feel like most people who are a fan of this game probably have a passing interest in Mega Man speedrun. At least that's a good tournament. Some of the best Mega Man 2 runners ever in it. Like ever. That is a high skill tournament that's going on. Other tournaments that have started, and you can actually check that by doing ! schedule. You can see all the ongoing tournaments. There's, I'm sure, even though the past Randomizer tournaments are wrapping up, I'm sure another one is starting soon.
There's that No Major Glitches tournament starting.
Yes, that's true. If you are not into Link to the Past Randomizer, the Link to the Past non-randomized tournament, No Major Glitches,
Non-randomized.
that is happening.
No, it's gonna be really exciting. Seeing the game.
Man.
I'm looking forward to it.
There are some good runners in that. That is going to be some high skill. Like, you should watch that if you have an interest in Zelda games or that genre, that kind of top-down action adventure. It's kind of genre that only exists on the SNES, to be honest, and like Game Boy's games. That game is a beautiful thing to watch. Not even non-randomized. The skill level in that game is insane. Now the skill level in that tournament will vary from insane to, I could probably do that. Because that's what that game is. If you want an accessible game, this game not as accessible on a speed running level. This game is hard. It's nails. Or I'm just bad at NES platforms. I think it's actually the latter.
Looks like players are getting ready, about to start this one. After that first match, let's see if they can top this one as well. Really close first match. Mitchflowerpower taking the win by just about 20 seconds. A little bit of back and forth. The lead changes.
And here we go.
All right.
Yeah, to answer a quick question in chat, while we get this second game going on, yeah, you can speedrun pretty much every single video game ever.
Pretty much.
I do quite literally mean every single game. If it has an end screen, a kill screen even, like there are Donkey Kong speedruns to level 23, there are things like that, you can do it.
Starting out World 2 here. Pretty short stage.
Yeah, this world's gonna be pretty short. Nice little start to not have to deal with complicated overworld mechanics.
Boss Bass already making an entrance. Mitch using a strategy here to despawn Boss Bass by going through the door. You get a different enemy set when you go through the door. A couple stages. So, using that to his advantage. Don't have to worry about Boss Bass. May have to deal with some other stuff, but nothing too tricky there, it seemed like.
Proa is not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a very commonly used strategy. I've seen it a few times in the tournament. It's worked out for a few people and made things worse for others, so...
Suddenly, 3 boss battles. No, you can't.
Yeah, right.
there are actually some things that prevent crazy things like that.
Right now.
Only time you can get more than one boss bass is if a normal boss bass spawns in the level, it can cause 2 boss basses to spawn.
Here in the first fortress.
Yeah.
World 8 fortress. Trying to get to that door before the P-switch runs out. It's a bit tougher with shuffled enemies. Mitch picking up a star in that power-up box. Be able to walk through while this conveyor belt's stopped by the P-switch. Not quite enough to get to the boom boom. See if Proa can do it. Not quite. I don't think there's enough time either way.
And this might be a good time to quickly, people who got here and weren't here for our initial explanation, just quick overview of what this game randomizes.
Definitely.
The enemies and levels, the power-ups you get from blocks for the most part, obviously, leave in blocks and enemies that are required to beat a level. The majority of levels have been randomized, again, with the exception of levels required just by the game to some levels have to be where they are.
Right.
You can randomize Mario's palette, as you can see.
Both are red this time, so
Yeah.
nothing too exciting. Along with that, world order is shuffled, so starting here in World 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
always in with World 8.
pipes are also randomized.
The overworld pipe, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, not in-level pipes.
The level
not
pipes
that
not
crazy
yet. I know there's been a suggestion to randomize or shuffle doors within stages, like we saw the previous fortress. So all of those doors be shuffled around. That would be quite a pain to get through. Ooh,
Yeah,
Proa.
That's one of those things that sound cool in theory, but when you actually play it, it's like not actually fun.
What seemed like a pretty straightforward stage now becomes a maze.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a
and
war
some,
maze.
right. Some quality of life features here is auto scrollers have been removed, with the exception of like 2 or 3 levels, and 5 lost levels have been re-added to the game from the code. So there are some levels that you can only access via just like looking at the code, and they've been added back in.
Yeah, tough death here for Proa. Tough stage given the enemies being shuffled and dying right before the pipe leading to the exit. He's gonna have to go back and play the stage. Opted to pick up a power up from the mushroom house, so.
Can anyone explain to me what happened to that Cheep Cheep? The Cheep Cheep just kind of launched himself into the sky.
Oh yeah, rocket Cheep Cheep. Yeah, those are common.
Okay. Oh,
It's
okay.
just a rocket Cheep Cheep.
It looks like he just despawned himself. I'm like, poor Cheep Cheep. You didn't have to go that way.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I think those are the ones that are like floated, like sit above the water and then bounce really high. I think those are the same ones.
Oh, okay.
And this one just
looks
like
really funky when they're not in the right
just fly
spot.
straight up into the air and just get in your way. Yeah. Meanwhile, we got Mitch taking out another Hammer Brother. Or first Hammer Brother, excuse me, onto the pyramid. Yeah, and the stage that Pro is on is, it's one of Bowser's military stages, the first tank you encounter in World 8. But it's been shuffled among the standard stages because it doesn't end with a gold card, and it doesn't end with a boom boom fight. It just ends with the Hammer Brothers, so it's been, based on that logic, it's been mixed into the standard stages. That wrench, as he's going for the star, just wasn't quite able to get to the star first. Couple untimely deaths here for Proa. Not too far behind, but definitely don't want to take those deaths if you can avoid it. Meanwhile, Mitch going back for that first Hammer Brother, or the other Hammer Brother. C players go out of the way for Hammer Brothers or the card game, just for looking for power-ups and items early on. It's not a bad idea, because you can they'll allow you to find hammers and clouds, which you can ultimately skip stages with. Proa, ooh. So, wasn't quite able to make that timing with what is that Hammer Brother called? It's got each one has a specific name. That one stuns the ground if you're standing still. Small Mario unable to get a rhythm down, able to get a hit on him. Meanwhile, Mitch finishing up the first airship. Koopa Kid HP has been shuffled between 1 and 5 hit points. Standard being 3. Sumo Bro, thank you. I knew somebody would know it. just the big hammer brother guy. You know what I'm talking about. Mitch moving on to the next world, World 5. It's like we were just in this stage. See Proa in the match card game, the in-card game, looking for items. Both the layouts of the cards have been shuffled, so that's different each time when you play, and the power-up you receive is shuffled, including hammers and clouds, which can be very useful for skipping stages. Particularly here in World 5, which allows you to skip 3 stages in the upper part of the overworld. So it's not Sumo Bro, it's Sledge Brother. Thank you for that clarification. I just call them the Big Hammer Brothers. Big guys.
There's another music note. Wow, so many matches. What the heck?
Yeah, Mitch with a couple matches there. I think that was his second chance at playing the game, but he may have already had some knowledge of what was already there.
Yeah, Proa made a small comment that I'm gonna mention. He said, "I spent too much time messing around with the card game." Hopefully he realizes that all that time he spent was pretty much worth it. Like I don't. That's,
yeah, that was. He mentioned that between matches, Terrell, and there comes a point where you could be spending too much time, especially if you're not making matches. I know a couple players, well, at least one player who's opted to not play it at all in this tournament has done pretty well.
It's kind of almost the inverse of our last match. In the last match, Proa kind of came ahead early. Mitch looked like he was struggling actually a little bit.
Right.
And this side, it's the opposite. So definitely don't count Proa out. I've seen 1 or 2 people in chat.
Definitely
gotta watch out. Sometimes people are gonna show up. Oh, and there's a hammer for Mitch.
Just in time, just to use it in the Hero World 5, just in the previous match. It is different each playthrough, so that hammer is not guaranteed, but it's always interesting to see patterns like that. Got Proa finishing up the first world. As Mitch is moving in through the tower here in World 5, which is one of the couple stages that are not shuffled.
Yep.
Not random. And the reason that I understand that is because the stage ends with a pipe leading to the upper part of the overworld. It doesn't end with a card, a gold card, or a hammer brother fight, or a boom boom fight. It ends with you entering this pipe into the next area. Mitch is going to use this hammer, skip 3 stages.
I'm going to be given a hammer for his trouble.
Given another hammer. That is nice to see. So, 2 easily accessible hammers here in World 5. He's going to hold on to that. Use that later on. Pro will have the same opportunity as well. I'm sure he'll use the same strategy. Meanwhile, Mitch showing how to go through this fortress really quickly. Proa going back for that match card. Got a little bit of knowledge from the previous attempt. He's got a couple matches now. See how Proa does with this floating cheap. through the sand, able to take it down twice. Just sitting there. It's gonna respawn though. Yep. Pro going for that power up on the left side instead. See if Pro goes for this jump. Goes for it and lands it. Meanwhile, Mitch is finishing up this stage right before the airship. It's got about a 3-stage, maybe more with the Hammer Brothers lead on Proa right now. Once again, auto scrollers have been disabled for the most part. That includes airships. So you see these stages are a bit shorter. It does make for some interesting behavior though. Some platforms could despawn. Those fire bars, not fire bars, but the fire may not spawn. Nothing too extraordinary though. Got 3-4 hit Roy, 5 hit Roy. No problem for Mitch here. Meanwhile, Proa is making his way through the tower as well.
Yeah, the tower, kind of an intimidating level, honestly, and the fact that you always have to do it every single time.
You do.
It's not easy.
Especially going through it while not getting hit by thwops or any of the random enemies that appear. And right here where Proa is about to enter, there could be a boss bass just waiting for you on this right before this platform. Not this time, but you get all the way up there and then enemies right there waiting for you. Mitch moving on to the next world. Lucky Pipe again here for World 6. Overall pipes are shuffled. And in World 6 there are 3 possible exits from that first pipe. One leading to the unfinished bridge, one leading behind the block, or a rock that you have to break with that you could break with a hammer, and one leading behind the lock behind the first fortress. That allows you to skip a few stages.
That's a rock suit that you got? Which suit do you get there?
I barely missed it. Proa picking up second hammer world and World 2. Some more floating cheeps. That was a Tanuki suit. Thanks, guys. Mitch is ahead by a few stages.
Yeah, some early issues, some early problems with the Bowser's Tank military stage.
Yeah, Proa's died a few times.
Mitch is just making work of this card.
Yeah, he's flying through this.
Wow!
In all aspects.
Yeah, he's got a lot of data on this. He is definitely making some work.
Yeah, still not a bad strategy to go through for the match in-card game. And you're looking for those hammers and clouds. Potentially skip stages.
Obviously can backfire and it could just give you all fraud suits, but...
Yeah, right? Another clean stage by Mitch. Pro is making his way through the second airship. I'll have to take on, I think it was 5 hit Roy. Here on Mitch's screen, we got one of the few stages that requires you to use the leaf, the raccoon tail, to find the exit. So this power-up will always have the Tanuki suit, like in the standard. make our way through this next door and then up a pipe to the exit.
Mm-hmm.
Or to the room with Boom Boom. So while power-ups have been shuffled within stages, there are a few instances like this where you're guaranteed an item in order to progress.
Nope, not all the big power bots are the same in Rando. In fact, very few are. That's one of those few.
Right, in the latest update, the big power blocks have been shuffled.
Yeah, this randomizer is still pretty young. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Close there.
Yeah, and this randomizer is still pretty young, so there are some changes.
Yeah, then there was a couple updates that occurred between the group stage of the tournament and then the bracket.
Yeah.
One of those being the power-up.
Fred usually will hold out on changes until phases in the tournaments of his randomizers. He doesn't usually like to make, say, week 2 and week 3 be different versions.
Yeah, just to keep things fair.
Yeah.
The hand stage is rewarding a P-Wing again.
Mitch gonna use P-Speed to fly over this level.
Good old World 7 Fortress 2. It's been a pain for quite a few players in this tournament. Just given the those random fire piranha plants can give you some really nasty patterns with fireballs. It's gonna fly right through it though, not a problem. Damage boost there. And on to Boom Boom.
Poor Boom Boom got trapped into that block.
Yeah, Boom Boom still has your standard 3 hits or 5 fireballs. That remains the same. So, Mitch finishing up the third fortress here in this world while Pro is making his way through the second one. I believe Mitch full cleared that card. No clouds, no hammers. So, we'll know the next time he plays it. If he does decide to choose to play the in-card game again, he'll know that he won't receive any power-ups. He won't receive any clouds through the in-card game power-ups. Gotta watch out here. Only 3 hits though. I always thought that was Iggy because of that N64 game, Iggy's Wrecking Balls. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that game. That's a good game.
It's not Iggy though. Iggy's blue. Yeah.
It's fine.
Well,
Still love that game.
yeah.
What a blast, man! I played that game all the time, and it was at the YMCA that I used to go to, so I got to play it every day after swimming, or
Nice.
every week after swimming. It was awesome.
So Mitch is ahead here going into World 4. He's got a favorable pipe. His first pipe. Overworld pipes are shuffled. So ideally for World 3, you want that first pipe you enter to lead you to the castle airship. Not the case this time, but not too bad either, since we have an idea of where that could be. At least a better idea. He'll have to complete this fortress, which was the super tank.
Ooh, and Pro does not have flight here, like Mitch did.
Yeah, well, grabs a fire flower that could be helpful. So not quite the way you want to go. Mitch stuck behind that lock on the other fortress, so he's gonna have to go around. Take your, I think that's the standard exit for World 3. Standard pipe. Here we have another instance of a stage that requires you to have a specific power-up to progress. Unless you're Mitch and just gonna clip through the wall.
I don't know how these slips work, but they are cool.
There, he's got it. You jump and crouch into the wall at a specific frame at a specific velocity, and you just go right through. What a nicely done. That's something we don't see very often. At least in this tournament. And that prevents having to pick up a power-up and then flying up to a pipe and leading to an exit. I think he still saves some time. Going that way. If not, it look cool. Meanwhile, we got Proa his way through the third airship.
That was a huge jump that Mitch got off of that latitude.
Yeah, that's commonly used strategy in the standard game as well, just to get some additional horizontal movement instead of having to swim through it. You get to, as long as you're out of water, you're moving a bit quicker. Proa grabbing the wand at the top of the screen is going to save a little bit of time there, using a P-Wing.
The color schemes actually aren't changed as far as I know, although sometimes I'm guessing some weird graphical bugs will happen.
Yeah, there are some conflicts with sprites being on the screen at the same time, so you may see some glitched out looking sprites that's just a byproduct to characters that aren't supposed to be there on the screen at the same time.
The way that these early consoles worked is that they would be able to have all these different colors like stored on the cartridge, but they would only be able to say call on X amount. A really interesting way to see this is in Link to the Past, actually. If you flute to Link's house from different areas that aren't like grassy, the guards next to his house will change color because they steal they are using the same color palette as the ground. So when you flute, the game hasn't had a chance to check, hey, what color am I supposed to use here? And it just defaults to say, if you go from the desert there, it defaults to orange, so you get desert color. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a good way to see that in action.
Learn something new.
In this game too.
So Mitch found the pipe leading to the airship. Gonna fly right over it. He's got to deal with Wendy next. See what she has in store. Oh, it's heavy Wendy. Able to stun the ground. It's more than 3 hits. I think that was 4. And no problems for Mitch, grabbing the wand at the top of the screen as well. Meanwhile, Proa making his way through the fortress. Fortress here, World 3. Was it 5? See, I can't count, guys. Thanks for... So it looks like Proa did use a hammer. Proa used the hammer to get past that lock, so he's gonna make his way. He's gonna be able to skip a few stages that way. Mitch moving on to the next world, World 4, Giant World, able to use a hammer there to skip stages into the first fortress, taking the secret exit and picking up a P-Wing. Gotta watch out for those fire chomps. Watch out for those fire chomps. So Mitch moving along through World 5 here. Using a music box to bypass these Tanner brothers. That's gonna be one of the auto-scrolled. It's a lost level. Not only is it a lost level, it's an auto-scroller. One of a kind. There's a few additional stages that have been added into the randomizer. Normally in the game's code, but not accessible by any other means. And that's one of them, and that's usually one you want to avoid. Luckily there's an option here. Pick your own stage. It's gonna try the other one instead. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better. It's not! It's the other auto-scroller. What is this? I think he's gonna play this one though. I think he'll play this one. This one is a bit shorter. I don't think he has a cloud. Really no choice here. So, got his P-Wing though, he's gonna just fly right over here.
Yeah,
so
I think
have to deal with that fire chomp.
Yeah. This stage is a lot easier, and he definitely doesn't have a cloud, because he would have just used it instantly.
Exactly.
That's why he went to fight the Hammer Bro first.
Yeah, the only 2 auto-scrollers really remaining in the game, and the reason they're not disabled is because it just breaks the stage. You can't complete it otherwise, so those remain intact. They both have to be right here before a required fortress here in World 4.
Mitch going for items again. Again, keep in mind that when they do this, they're doing this. Ooh, and there's a hammer. They are doing this completely of their own volition because they cannot see their opponent.
Right. Watching your opponent is not allowed.
So, when they take risks like this, going back to grab the new items from somewhere, they are doing that because they believe that it is a worthwhile time investment, not because they are ahead like Mitch is.
Right.
Although Mitch is probably feeling pretty okay about this one.
I don't know, after that last match, it's tough to tell between either player.
Yeah.
Well, we need to play without either player knowing where each other is so close last match. A lot of back and forth. Unfortunately, Proa used his hammer in the previous world. And isn't able to skip these first 3 stages. Here in World 5, World 4. Update that. Pro is gonna fly right over this stage, I think. Is this that stage? It is that stage. Yeah. And Mitch is making his way through the airship here.
Grabbing a P-Win for his trouble.
Oh, this is Iggy. Had to look that one up.
No, but Iggy's a ball.
Right? You'd think so. Just makes sense. Not this time. Not in the Super Mario universe.
No.
And Mitch finishing up World 5. Sorry. Kinda jumped on my keyboard. To dreaded World 7. Let's see what so overworld pipes have been shoveled around, which can make this quite a nightmare. Unless you end up with a dead end right off the bat. Only one way to go now. From there though, he'll have a choice depending on where we go, or where the pipes lead him.
That sun is freaky looking.
Just behind that sky background.
Yeah.
Not supposed to be here, son. Get out of here.
So, moment of truth, World 7, is it going to be kind, or is this going to be a while?
That's a very kind World 7.
Yeah.
Come across another one of the lost levels unused stages, secret levels, hidden stages, whatever you want to call them.
They're all kind of weird. Usually don't really have themes.
Pretty short stages overall. Mostly unfinished.
Yeah.
Probably why they're not in the standard game.
Usually just kind of have pallets smashed together, or no pallets in the case of one of them. It's kind of black in some water.
Yeah, the one way to swim up vertically, that one's really cool.
Yeah, that one's really neat.
Proa thing to fight these Hammer Brothers. See what he picks up here. Mitch skipped these by using a music box. Put them to sleep. Just walk right over them, right past them. Yeah, so in order to get through the rest of the World 7 here in this seed, you'd have to defeat this fortress and then backtrack through the pipe that on the other side of the lock, and then play the rest of the world if you chose to do so. But in a race setting like this, I'm gonna skip it. So make way right to the end here.
Oh, Mitch slightly misses that jump.
Yeah, not something wouldn't normally see, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Proa checked the other stage. He's just going right through this auto-scroller. I'm not sure if he checked the other one or not.
He does not have peace. Okay, that fire chop just got a lot spookier, considering he does not have flight.
Able to get past it and onto the pipe. Mitch picking up a star on that power-up block this time. Boom, boom, no problem. Yeah, Mitch doesn't want anything to do with Hammer Brothers, in-card game, the Lance. He's going right by him now.
I think he feels pretty secure in what he's gotten so far. Like end card game, probably there's not too many matches left, so.
Yeah, he determined that didn't find any clouds or hammers, so no reason to play it again. He's got the items he wants to just play out through the rest of the game. And that's what he's gonna stick with, it seems like.
Maybe he'll play an end card game in World 8?
I don't believe there's a pop-up about it.
No,
Maybe just as a surprise. Have like a series of in-card games right before Bowser. You have to match them all before you progress.
That'll be fun.
Make it happen. So which world do we have remaining? World of 1? I believe it's World of 1.
I don't think we've seen World 1.
There it is.
Hey! We just got smashed some rocks, apparently.
Mitch does have a hammer in. It's gonna bypass those 3 stages. Meanwhile, Proa finishing at World 5. Yeah, it's another fast seed. World 7 in 36 minutes, 35 minutes.
Frog suit?
Uh-oh.
What
is this?
What are you doing, Mitch?
Pick it up. Carry it with you.
You run faster.
You do.
No, you lost it. What are
Alright.
you doing? Okay, thank you.
a more at least not necessarily more favorable power up, but definitely faster.
Mitch, you only won the last match by 20 seconds. I don't know if using the frog suit.
Don't play around.
You better have gotten, somebody better have at least given you money to do. I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Earlier in the tournament, we did have a couple players go for Frog Suit Bowser, but that was when they knew they were behind, just for show. The stakes are a bit higher here in the quarterfinals.
Yep.
Mitch making his way to the airship here in World 7. It's a one hit. Easy boss fight. He'll be heading on to World 8 as Proa continues looking for the right pipe. Yeah, he's looking for the right pipe. And then World 6. I think he found it. There's only one way. There's only one pipe for the right path to the exit. Yes. Way. Another frog suit from Toadstool. Thanks. Got one of the hands. One of the hand stages here in the tank position. This stage is shuffled among the standard stages, and then the hand stages are shuffled among the standard stages as well. We know he's going to pick up a P-Wing, another P-Wing here. Proa going back to that card game, while Mitch is going to check this first pipe. Ideally, this leads right to Bowser. Not this time, but this is second best, I would say. We've got potentially 5 pipes to check here. That's not only one,
you can hammer.
That's a good place for a hammer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have many other places to use them, so.
Yeah, there's one other place to use it.
Hey, that's not where we want to be.
It's not, but it's gonna play the Air Force stage in order to break the lock on the other set of pipes.
Yeah.
And then probably backtrack and go from there.
Short off that strap that won him the last round.
Yeah, able to fly through that stage really quickly, avoiding having to wait on the thwomps. That was one of the difference makers in the previous match. So, gonna say it's gonna backtrack through here, head back to the beginning, and then play the Navy. See where that pipe leads them. 2 pipes in the dark area loop to each other. Clouded over. Yeah, use the hammer to get past one of the pipes in the dark area, and then clouded over the fortress to get back to break. Going for the star. Thought about it. Got one here anyway. Go for that quick kill on Boom Boom.
There he goes.
Nicely done. And meanwhile, Proa got to do his Ludwig here. Super jumping Ludwig. Let's see what this pipe takes Mitch. Exactly where it's a good thing he defeated that fortress to break that lock. Clear that lock. Oh, so based on that now, he's gonna have to go through the hand stages. So he's gonna go all the way back around. Make his way across the hand bridge. It is gonna lead to Bowser.
He made his way through the world again.
Right, but he does know he could skip this because of the pipe, but I don't think he remembers that. He could go back, he could go through the pipes and skip this stage. But defeating, completing that fortress on the Air Force tile gave him the knowledge so he knew he had to go back this way. Yeah, he must have just forgotten he could skip this stage through the pipes. Just a slight oversight.
Yeah, Mitch's strap made sense, but on Fortunately, the RNG wasn't in his favor. With the random pipes, these don't always cooperate.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many pipes to go through, it's easily just to forget where each one of them leads to.
Oh,
So, not a big deal. Able to skip one, but not the other one. I gotta deal with Boss Bass, but Boss Bass has other plan. That's a tough stage for Boss Bass.
oh, you got through.
Got through it, but he's got this next stage.
Hopefully this one's a bit nicer.
Yeah, right. He definitely wants to get through this. Otherwise, he has to go back, cross those two stages, and potentially get hit or grabbed by it. Nice power up to find there with. Yeah, look at all those enemies.
That is a lot of enemies.
Just everything in the way. Able to make it through though. No, yeah, that could have been an intentional death by Mitch in that second-hand stage, just to have the opportunity to bypass it. And that's definitely a valid strategy.
And here's the fortress, or sorry, the military level. Except,
Yeah,
not military and happy music.
Yeah, the super tank tile. It's those stages, the Belgian military stages, are mixed in with the fortresses. Which is why we're seeing one of the fortress stages right here.
Yeah, just adds a little bit more variety to the game.
Yes.
Otherwise, Bowser's World will be really planned. And we have a hammer suit, so as long as he gets through this level. Then he will have a very easy and quick fight. But he's got to be careful because, again, still some random enemies can occur. He's got to still do this.
Yep, able to avoid those disco waffles.
Does the clip, gets through. Moves on. Gotta dodge the statues, which are kind of spooky, honestly.
Yeah, those definitely something you want to avoid. That's.
And here it is. Another 44. There's just two really solid runs here.
Definitely.
And congratulations to Mitchflowerpower for he's gonna be moving on to the semis. That's a big deal.
Yeah, congrats to Mitch.
Pro put up a really good fight, and we'll still be here to watch him.
Definitely.
He's almost done.
See if Mitch wants to come in.
He unfortunately doesn't know that he just needs to walk across that bridge.
Yeah, Mitch finished up with a time
What's up,
SRL. Hey, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. That World 8 was, oh man, you gotta go across the hand bridge.
Yep.
Yep.
It's confusing, very confusing.
Yeah, that world randomized World 8 is an oddball.
Hmm. Yeah, it's always that gamble. Do you want to cross the hands or not, right? And
Right.
most of the time you don't really want to, and that's what I did. Luckily, I broke that lock. I thought I got lucky there by breaking the Air Force lock.
Yeah, that was a good call.
When I got stuck in that nook in the top, but it didn't take me to a good place. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was nothing came of the spade cards, the end spades, nothing.
Great.
We
Yeah.
didn't get any cloud or any hammer, and they're all the same, right? Just in different places on the actual card itself, right?
Great.
Yeah. So as soon as I looked at my inventory, I was like, I'm like kind of happy when there's no special items in it, because then, you know, that turning point is gone. I don't have to worry about it.
You can just worry about beating the levels, playing through them.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was behind after that World 8 though, for sure.
Yeah, no, you honestly in the first match, by the way, you only really won because you got the if you're watching right now, the level that Pro is on, you got the understrat, the flying under this, the 8-1, is it?
Yeah, the
or no, that's the main
7-6-4.
Yeah,
This one right here.
Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, that's pretty much what caused you to win. Honestly,
That's good.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
chat told me, they said the speedrun strats for the Fortress are what saved you. I was like, oh my gosh.
Definitely, that first match was really, really close. Definitely worth going back and watching.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's quite a few lead changes, and then that Fortress really sealed it for you, because slightly behind leading up in the World 8.
Yeah, I had a feeling I was behind. I started to make silly mistakes, and I felt super scrapey. The seed was fast. World 3 is what screwed me over the most, right? I took the long way, and I used my 2 clouds to fix a mistake, whereas I think
gamble,
yeah, exactly.
that gamble led you behind the lock. Unfortunately, set you behind a little bit. But you did have 2 clouds to get past that. This was in the first match, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to clarify.
Did he finish the full spade game? I gave up halfway through. I got 2 clouds and a hammer. I was like, I guess that's enough. Like, is that all that was in it?
Oh, in the first match?
Yeah, in the first one.
I believe he full cleared it once, but wasn't able to get a second. I think he went back and played it, but didn't get any more items from it.
Yeah, if I got unlucky, like it was a lot of the Hammer Brothers gave the right hammers at the right time.
Yeah,
you know, the end world items and the cards that I did match in the card game. It was just complete luck.
Pro with 0 hand across the bridge.
Oh, nice. You didn't get that middle hand. When I saw that, I was like, I think I should just die. It's the hands. I should just die and
Nice.
get across. Ooh,
Good call on that.
that was a nice hand level.
So on to the semifinal. Not sure who your match is going to be yet.
It's either Sky or Chuck, right?
Yep, they're yet to play their matches, so we'll have to stay tuned for that.
When are they playing theirs?
It's a great question. Let me check the schedule. Let me schedule here.
Yeah, I get to go back to my world record attempts tonight.
There you go. Skybills and When Chuck Attacks, their match is scheduled for Tuesday evening, starting at 8:30 Eastern.
It's best 2 out of 3, right?
They'll be playing a best 2 of 3 as well. Definitely want to watch that.
Well, I had no idea tonight was best 2 out of 3. Whenever I won the race and I thought I was losing, and then I won it, I was like, yes, I'm free for the night. And then I came to check the rebroadcast and I saw the wins with the stars, and I was like, uh-oh, I think tonight's the 2-win night. But it was fun.
Potential 3 matches. Congrats again, taking on both. Very, very close first match. Second one, not quite as close, but still good nonetheless.
Yeah, there was no end spade game savior there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pro had some early deaths, so wasn't able to catch up after them.
Ouch. Yeah. Well, he's still pretty close. I mean,
Yep.
He's about 4 minutes behind, which is average for a world in randomizer, especially if you're lost. Which I was lost a lot. Well, I wasn't lost in World 8. It's just I knew I had to keep going back and forth.
Yeah,
And I didn't have to do that fort at the end. I don't know why I did that. Right on. Well,
any final thoughts, Mitch? We're gonna bring Pro in, get his thoughts on the match.
no, I'm just gonna
You're welcome to
get
stay.
back.
You're welcome.
Get back to my my stream and the WR attempts. I can wait for him to congratulate him.
Sure. Yeah, you're welcome to stay and sit and talk for a minute. So see if he wants to come in.
Sure.
thank you very much. It was an honor being able to cast for both of you, considering I don't know too much about this game, just enough to get by.
It's all good, man. You got that voice. You got that nice voice. That's all we,
Hey,
That's good.
gonna try to get that world record back.
Yeah. Back to the grind tonight. You guys gave me, something fun to do. Now I'm back to the grind, ball and chain.
Yeah, it's probably a good break, right?
It is definitely. Oh yeah. The randomizer's definitely a good break. I have fun here. Except whenever my jumps screw me over, then I'm yelling and screaming. But you guys can't hear me, so it's okay.
Or Boss Bass eats you.
That's true, exactly. I was so scared in that one. Did you guys like the technique I used where I went inside the doorway in that one level?
Yep. Yes.
Big little?
We told that out. The Proa didn't do that shit. He just kind of dealt with it. But yeah, going in the door.
Any future runners go in those doors, man. Then because different enemies, you'll get a different spawn.
Yeah, that worked out really well in your favor.
Yeah.
Not many people have used that in a tournament. It's nice to see it actually work out. I know one person used it earlier in your match, and just a whole worse set of enemies on the other side.
That sucks.
Yeah.
The worst. That's horrible.
Hey,
Welcome,
Proa.
Troy.
Ooh.
Hey,
How's it going? Yo, congrats, man. That was a good race.
thanks. Yeah.
That game one was so close, man. It was honestly, it was just Mitch's speed shots in the 6-4 Fortress.
Yeah.
The Ice Fortress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right before Bowser.
Yeah.
You were ahead for about, I don't know, 90% of that run. You were in the lead. Yeah. Oh yeah. Rewatch that. You were in the lead by at times like 3-4 levels. So.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth rewatching the first match. Just some unfortunate deaths in the second one. Proa wasn't able to catch up after that. It seemed.
Yeah, the second one I did not get a good start out of the blocks, and that just kind of colored the whole thing from there. And I wasn't getting much luck in the card game, or wasn't getting very many hammers or useful items. So
The card game was a bust.
yeah, I regressed a bit in game 2. I'm not terribly surprised, but I thought I played pretty well in the second half, but those first 2 worlds really just put me in the hole early, and I never felt like I got out of it.
I was annoyed with the first 2 levels at the very beginning. One was like World 7, Level 8 or something, and there was like fireballs everywhere, and we're small
Yeah.
Mario. We got no power-ups. And I was like, come on, right at the beginning, this sucks. But
Yeah. 7-8 at the start is never fun. 6-6 was no fun. I got a cheap death on that one. That cost me about 45 seconds.
we were forced to do that too. Yeah, that one sucked. There was a big lag spike right at the power-up in the center. My goodness.
Yeah, like that first world in game 2 just really sunk me, and I really couldn't get out of my own way. I don't feel like, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was a good
my
race. I had
goal
lots
was
of fun.
my goal was really to just try and compete and not make a total fool out of myself.
Well, you
I knew
almost
I knew what I was going up against.
I don't think anyone would call you a fool. You
No,
played really
man.
well there, Proa.
You did really well. Like that, like we said, it came down to you mentioned the cards, but honestly, your card playing is what kept you ahead. You got clouds. You actually had way more resources than Mitch did in that first game.
Yeah, that game 1, I realized right away what I was getting, and it's like, okay, now I can start to. I was hoping to, use that to my advantage, but I think I played too long. I should have stopped after World 4 or 5.
So
because
I only got I think 4 items from the first Spade card game, and then after that I gave up because I got 2 clouds and a hammer. Was there anything else?
that was pretty much it, but I cycled through it, I think, once, and then I went through it again and tried to, stockpile a little bit.
Yeah, more clouds and hammers. Yeah, but throughout the run, it kept giving us those hammers that we needed. It kept feeding us, like from the Hammer Brothers and the Overworld Castle items.
Yeah, but yeah, and hell, I didn't think I was gonna get this far in the first place. So I'm quite pleased with how it all turned out. I'm glad I joined this.
Yeah, it's lots of fun.
Yeah, this was good, and I hope you guys get into SGDQ with this, because I think you guys are going to put on one hell of a show.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun.
But no, GG's, Mitch. That was, it's like, I figured the only way I had any chance at this is if I stole game 1, and then apparently you stole it back from me. So bravo to you on that.
Thank you, good sir. Well, I'm gonna get back to my ball and chain the world record attempt stuck.
Good
And,
luck.
Yeah, thank you
Alright.
guys. I had lots of fun, and see you in the future.
All right, thanks, Mitch.
Bye, guys.
And for you viewers out there, obviously make sure to follow the runners. They did a wonderful job entertaining for us. Really close matches, honestly. That
Definitely.
SMB3, I'm excited to see that in the clip show. For those of you who don't know, these channels usually run reruns of the big matches of the day between like the end of day to the start of day. You can catch those on reruns. On top of that, you'd think that we would be all done for today, but we are not. After this, there will be an Ori match on Speed Gaming 1. If you have not seen that tournament is insane. They have a very, very high production value. They've got replays. They have a tracker so that if you don't know what the heck is going on, you know what abilities they have, how close they are to the end, etc. That tournament is super hot. That's going to be on at 1 Eastern in about an hour. And then after that, there will be Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which that tournament is in its early stages. Most people know that speedrun. It's like one of the most popular speedruns ever. If you look at speedrun.com, I think it's got like 700 people who have speedran that game.
Wow.
It's one of the higher. A lot of those is like an 11-minute joke category, but still, it's a lot of people. And then tomorrow, lots of things. Metroid, multi-category, Rockman 2, Metroid Fusion, Sanity, everything tomorrow. It's a Saturday. But yeah, make sure to keep an eye out on the schedule and keep watching Speed Gaming 1 through 4. Yeah, make sure that you follow all 4 of them so that you know when they go online.
And if you're looking for more Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer, next quarterfinal match will be on Monday, March 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So jot that down on your schedule. That'll be the next one.
And
Got a few more of these going. So
if you're into the special events that Speed Gaming does, it looks like that on Sunday there's going to be 2 special events. One is going to be a Gauntlet speedrun marathon from 1 to 2 p.m. Don't know what that's going to entail, but that's on the schedule. As well as if you are into tool-assisted speed runs, it's been announced that the ALTTP No Major Glitches groups reveal. So for that tournament, the group stage reveal will happen tomorrow or on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. But after that, roughly 5:30, we'll be watching the theory task for that game. If you don't know what a theory task is, it's essentially a task. It's at using only human-able tricks, so it will be the, in theory, ideal human speedrun of the game. So that's something that if you are interested in just speedrun in theory, you might want to tune into that. Okay. And with that, we can say goodbye. Obviously, if you guys want, you can continue watching Speed Gaming tonight, or I'm sure a lot of you will go watch Mitchflowerpower since he's playing the same game but not randomized anymore. So have a wonderful day, everyone.